70 years ago today, Henrietta Lacks, someone who forever changed the course of medical innovations and is still saving our lives today, passed away. But not only did she never know her impact, her family has yet to be compensated for the use of her cells. But that could be changing. For those who don't know the story, Henrietta Lacks was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cervical cancer in 1951. While she was receiving treatment in a segregated hospital ward, doctors at Johns Hopkins took a tissue sample from her tumor in her cervix without her consent just months before she would pass away. What they found was that while most cells died after being removed from a patient's body, hers survived in laboratories. Her cells could be cloned and reproduced indefinitely. They were immortal. Because of the remarkable characteristic of her cells, countless amounts of tests and research could be performed on them, leading to numerous key scientific innovations. Without her cells, we would never have seen the development of polio vaccines, in vitro fertilization, the first cloned human cell, gene mapping, and even the COVID-19 vaccines. But it wasn't until nearly 25 years after her death in 1973 that her family would learn that biotech companies had been profiting from the use of her cells for decades, completely unbeknownst to them. Johns Hopkins officials have developed scholarships and other programs to honor Henrietta, but the Lacks family has never been able to get financial compensation from those companies until perhaps now. Today, on the 7th anniversary of her death, her estate, with the help of civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump, announced they're suing Thermo Fisher Scientific, a multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical company. They're accusing Thermo Fisher of mass producing and selling her cells without her consent. And they want the company to pay back all of the profits that they have made in the last 70 years from the use of Lacks cells. Joining me now to discuss is Benjamin Crump, one of the attorneys representing the Lacks family. Ben, I was just surprised by this. I just didn't know that they had never sued. They'd never sued for in any way to get compensation for the use of Henrietta's cells?
They had not, Charles. And when you think about what we are trying to accomplish, it is unprecedented. It is something that is akin to reparations. And therefore, it is going to be this theory of unjust enrichment that is an accepted legal maxim, especially in the state of Maryland where we brought the suit, to finally say Henrietta Lacks' family, her lineal descendants, should have some say-so over her genetic makeup that continues to proliferate to this day and has become the cornerstone of modern medicine, Charles Blow. In every facet of medical research, they have used the immortal cells of Henrietta Lacks.
So if I understand this lawsuit correctly, you're suing for all the profits over 70 years. And what is the number on that?
Well, we know this company has on their website that they've made over $33 billion this year alone. And that's not to mention all the corporations that make up Big Pharma, whether it's Merck, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer. All of them have used Henrietta Lacks' genetic DNA to advance their product.
But you're not suing Merck, Pfizer, and those guys, right?
Well, not yet. But we're giving them an opportunity to do the right thing. Because think about this, Charles Blow. Why is it that Henry Floyd's family gets to define his legacy and benefit from his legacy? DuPont family get to define his legacy and benefit from his legacy. Rockefellers, Kennedy, everybody else, but this black family, the lineal descendants of Henrietta Lacks, they don't get to control the legacy. They have other people defining the legacy for them. They don't get the benefit from the legacy. This is the very essence of what we mean when we say her life mattered and Black Lives Matter, you can't continue to sell her cells as chattel property, just like they sold us in slavery as chattel property, and none of us derive any benefit from them selling and profiting from us.
What has been the company's response to your lawsuit?
Well, so far, Thermo Fisher has said nothing. Some of the pharmaceutical companies have engaged us because, as I continue to say, after George Floyd suffered for 9 minutes and 29 seconds on that video, many American corporations made a commitment to social justice. And some of those companies included pharmaceutical companies. And so when we think about how Henrietta Lacks, this Black woman who was used as a lab rat, I mean, they stuck radioactive rods in her filled with radium that caused her tremendous pain as an experiment. It wasn't to try to help her with what she was going through with cancer. It was literally experimental to see if they can get cells, and had nothing to do with her welfare and health. And so the last months of her life were lived in agonizing pain. And so these companies, these pharmaceutical companies, if you said you want to do something for social justice after knowing what George Floyd went through, well, read our complaint and you see what this Black woman went through, Henrietta Lacks. And then don't just talk about your commitment to social justice. You can do something about it by doing right by Henrietta Lacks and her children and her children's children yet unborn.
What is the burden of proof in this case? You know, what do you have? I mean, these are her cells. They used them. They made money. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what is the parameters of a case and a court and a hearing, and what do you have to prove?
Well, they would argue, Charles Blow, that the statute of limitations is far been expired. It's been 70 years to this day when she left the face of this earth. And they said, under the state of Maryland, you had 2 years from the time she died to bring a lawsuit. Now, Johns Hopkins stole her cells. They didn't have knowledge of this, so fraud is an exception to the statute of limitations. But they then will argue, well, after the movie with Oprah and others, they certainly knew then, and they had to come and do something then. However, we think unjust enrichment, this notion of equity, saying that if people benefited from doing wrong, we don't allow them to continue to benefit from doing wrong, that we try to come up with an equitable and just result. And so we're looking at the courts and say the medical field treated her inhumanely. Let's not have the courts treat her inhumanely. Now finally is the time for Henrietta Lacks to get some form of justice, not just simple justice, but genetic justice. This notion that justice will go from generation to generation. That's why we have probate and intestate law, to make sure that our children's children can benefit from our givings to this world, where Henrietta's children have never benefited.
Benjamin Crump, thank you so much for this. This is a fascinating story. We're going to keep track of it. I hope we'll have you back as this case develops. Thank you for your time tonight.